What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got a nice little replay I want to show you guys. I believe this is only a couple of turns in this duel, but it really showcases why you have to be able to close out duels in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because momentum in this game is such a fickle beast, and it's like 1 second you have it, then the next second your opponent is just like whooping you down, and you're just kind of like, what happened? It's the Super Bowl all over again. Patriots v Atlanta Falcons. You think one person's gonna dominate, and then you close your eyes for a second, and it's like an entirely new duel. So let's go ahead and roll this. I believe we got Fluffals at the top and a pretty basic version of Infernoids at the bottom. Now, this guy gave up his entire hand to hit that grass looks greener, and I mean, he did have a pot of desires in his hand, guys. So I don't know. Would you guys have given up the pot of desires, a second copy of Fairy Tale Snow, and a Stydamus? That's man, that's a lot to give up. I do feel like that Pot of Desires can be a playmaking card. Maybe that could have gotten you a copy of that Grasshook Screener, but we're going to see Fluffals, and this is, if you're a Fluffal player, this is basically your dream, man. For you to have to deal with no back row, and the only thing that you have to actually, you know, have opposing you is just one copy of a Fairy Tale Snow. I mean, what more could you really ask for? So he's going to go Polymerization. He brings out the Sabertooth, and I believe he activates the Penguin effect, and then obviously he brings back Sheep because that's part of Sabertooth's effect, and he's going to keep bringing back Sheep. He sent a Cat to the grave, which means he gets Poly back, and this dude is spamming out these Sabertooths, and then he finally decides to end it with a Fright for Tiger, although maybe he should have went with a different card. Do you guys think that maybe he should have went with a different fusion there? Because I feel like blowing up the Fairy Tale Snow doesn't do much, considering he did just use that Grass Looks Greener, and he can, you know, he can bring out this Fairy Tale Snow a bunch of times. So, you know, he basically uses the Fairy Tale Snow to protect his life points. Now, if you look at the game state, you would clearly say that Fluffals have a decisive victory or probable decisive victory. I mean, yes, he did stop himself from getting OTK, but this guy still does have 3 copies of Sabertooth. He has a Tiger that's probably going to get flipped next turn, and he has a Fright for Sheep, which is still a pretty good monster, and this guy can only use Fairy Tale Snow one more time. So I would say that he probably has this game in the bag, but the Yu-Gi-Oh! Gods were not with him, guys. Look at that top deck. He top decks Onoku, and RIP to your field. No, in this guy's like to this guy's Demay, he should have obviously, I don't know if that's the right word to use there. He obviously should have used more materials on each copy of those Sabertooths, because they did not actually have the protection from card destruction. So while he was getting a really big field of Sabertooths that kept bringing back the Fright for Sheeps, he actually didn't have the protection for the Sabertooths that make them kind of unkillable. And you know, your opponent top decks that perfect card, and he literally goes from he should have won this duel, had about 25,000 damage on board, to he basically loses to 1 card. And the Fairy Tale Snow was actually a non-factor during his turn, because as he had to banish the 3 copies of Infernoids for Onoku, he wouldn't have actually been able to use Fairy Tale Snow. So momentum in Yu-Gi-Oh! Guys, you have to grasp it, and you have to just take hold of it when you have it. Otherwise, victory can slip out of your hands. I mean, this guy literally snatched defeat from the jaws of victory or something like that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.